Next on the show, we have a dire warning coming out of one of the biggest banks in the world. We're talking about Douche Bank, Douchey Bank. It is what it is. I have no clue exactly how to say it because I'm an American. It is what it is. But we're going to get into this. Douche Bank is first to forecast U.S. recession for 2023, with the unemployment rate rising to 5.1%. Of course, Bidenomics, as Federal Reserve tries to quell rampant inflation. But of course, that's not the way this works. The Federal Reserve essentially only increases inflation. Douche Bank became the first to predict a U.S. recession for late 2023. Guys, I think we all know that's where we're going. That's exactly where we're headed here. Biden, I don't understand it. If you're a liberal, how can you be happy at all with the way things are going? Can't you see your milk's more expensive? Can't you see your gas is more expensive? Can't you see all of this? The jobless rates, seriously, we haven't even made it back to where we were prior to the pandemic, but yet Joe Biden claims he adds jobs. If you're a Democrat, how do you not see this? How do you sleep at night knowing that you voted for this and then actually having the nerve to repeat talking points as if we're not in hell right now? Okay? The bank said the Federal Reserve planned to raise interest rates, which that's going to be the issue. No more loaning money, no more housing market. They're going to raise interest rates to bring down the highest inflation in 40 years, will lead to a recession that will carry into 2024. Douche also predicted that unemployment rate would increase by 1.5%, bringing the total out of job market to 5.1%. While the Fed plans to bring interest rates up, that's actually true, to 2% by the end of the year, the bank predicts the rate will go up to 3.5% into 2023. It comes as U.S. Treasury's 2-year yield surpasses the 10-year yield momentarily last week, a usual precursor to every U.S. recession. This has been here. And guys, if you don't believe me, I want to show you a funny fucking thing. Yabba dabba dope. Hilarious video shows. Now, I want you to understand this is in Peru. But this is what's coming. I wanted to show you this because this is what's coming to America. What you're seeing right here. Watch this dude doing the Fred Flintstone with his car. See his feet under there? See his feet under there? Now, you may say, JB, now you're being a little bit facetious. Maybe I am. But don't be surprised at all if our moment comes, if our time comes, and what we see here is Americans doing the Fred Flintstone. I want you to look at it as a microcosm, as what we're about to see. Guys, you understand that all this first world crap we talk about, it's about to go bye-bye. Everything we built for 250 years, and I know this sounds extreme, but guys, look around. This shit's extreme. We're literally in the worst era in my 41 years on this planet.
Warning, restrictive monetary policy will trigger a U.S. recession. The first such warning from a major Wall Street bank. The author of the report, Matthew Lazzetti, he led the report from Deutsche. He's the chief U.S. economist. He joins me now. All right, you caught our attention when you said we no longer see the Fed achieving a soft landing. And you're looking, admittedly, it's some way out at the end of 23, but you're now saying that a recession is likely.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I think certainly talking about a recession after the jobs report that we got on Friday, which was strong, seeing the economy add over 400,000 jobs. We've been adding 600,000.
This is the chief U.S. economist at Douche Bank.
Jobs on average over the past several months, with the unemployment rate falling to 3.6%. So in that context, talking about a recession seems a bit surprising. But really, I think it's about the imbalances that have built in the economy. It is the fact that inflation is at 40-year highs, the fact that the labor market, the unemployment rate has fallen to 3.6%, and job openings are at record high levels, and that this is feeding through into very persistent inflation pressures. I think is the story is that the Fed will have to respond, as Governor Brainerd mentioned, moving into restrictive territory, and that achieving a soft landing is never easy, but it's even more difficult in the current environment, given the imbalances that I just noted.
Exactly.
Right, but Matthew, I mean, if this follows through, as you say, half a percentage point rises at the next 3 meetings, etc., this would be a classic central bank-led recession. Slow down.
Say that again? Central bank-led recession? Oh. So the whole concept of centralization and maybe a one world bank and that seems to be a problem. Yeah, I thought so. Continue on.
Because they've allowed it to get so fast in the first place. I mean, this is straight out the textbooks.
It is. Getting the economy back down to their targets when it is well above target on inflation and well beyond maximum employment. The Fed taking away the punch bowl tends to be the thing that triggers a recession or a downturn. So we titled our piece, "This Time is Not Different for Fed Policy Tightening," and the fallout from that. I think the thing that is different is how far away we are from those targets. 40-year high on inflation. We think that the unemployment rate is basically 2 percentage points or more below NAIRU. That's the level that doesn't feed to an inflation. And so really, I think the key here is how far we are away from the Fed targets, and the fact that in order to bring demand down, in order to avoid a great inflation and what Paul Volcker had to go through several decades ago, the Fed needs to tighten monetary policy more aggressively over the next year.
No kidding.
The likely outcome of that we do think is a downturn, but not until the end of 2023 or so.
Right, but what's also interesting, I mean, what does this mean for asset classes? If they're, we're a long way off, but what does it mean? Because clearly the market today, and I mean literally today, is pricing in what you've said, obviously through also what Lael Brainerd was saying. They're pricing in slower growth, lower earnings.
That's exactly what they're doing. And guys, Americans are seeing this, and that's why I can't understand why Democrats aren't.
Well,
these
Kelly,
are Democrats right here.
The story of Americans' recession fears. 4 out of 5 adults, 81%, believe the U.S. economy will experience a recession this year.
81%. MSNBC or CNBC reports that 81% of Americans believe we will see a recession this year. Guys, did we ever have this moment under Trump? Of course we didn't. 81% of Americans believe we are seeing a recession. How could you look at Joe Biden as a success? How? Because you don't got Trump making mean tweets? Are you out of your fucking minds, you snowflake bitch-made motherfuckers?
That's according to a new CNBC and Acorn survey conducted by Momentive. But Americans aren't just worried about a recession. Our survey found that inflation, rising prices, and the war in Ukraine are weighing heavily on...
89% think about rising prices all of the time. 88% are under more financial stress than they were a year ago. Come on, man. Look at these numbers.
People's minds. Of those who believe a recession this year is likely, 89% say they think about rising prices all the time. The same numbers say they're worried higher prices will force them to rethink their financial choices in the coming months.
Exactly.
And 88% say they're under more financial stress than a year ago. People in the survey say gas prices, housing, and food costs have cost them the most financial stress over the past 12 months. The war in Ukraine may also be driving recession fears. 66%.
See, these people believe that it's Russia and Ukraine. Now, it has a little bit of impact. Look at what this number shows. 66% don't even believe it's Biden. They're like, no, it's Russia, Ukraine. What in the fuck?
Said it has affected their personal finances. Just 30% said it had no effect. Many people are considering how to handle persistent higher prices. Kelly, the survey found that cutting back on dining out and driving, as well as canceling a trip or vacation,
suck my dick.
the list of money moves that people plan to make.
All right, Sharon, thank you. For more of those survey results, everyone, head over to...
Suck my dick. I'm going to eat what I want to eat. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I think it's disturbing and disgusting that we live with a leadership, an administration that is literally doing this to us. This was intentional. This is all about the Great Reset. That's what a reset means. They're going to do wealth redistribution. They are going to make sure you have absolutely nothing. And thus, you must need to go to them and beg them for UBI, universal basic income. Hand me a welfare check, you're going to say. And then they can start us all over on equal playing fields and keep us that way, because that's what socialism and communism are both all about. And that's where we're going, into a world government that demands that there is no sovereignty. Our country can't be sovereign. You cannot be a sovereign citizen. The American dream is dead. Recession's coming. Thank you, Democrats. Thank you, libtards. Thank you, Klaus Schwab. Thank you to you see what's happening. But yet we're the racists and the sexists because we call it out. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, man. Recession coming, they say, in 2023. Most Americans believe it will happen this year. What do you guys think? Let me know.